so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with a PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, you won't want to miss this exclusive offer. Deal ends June 13th.
See Club for details.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essink.
All right, welcome in to the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, June 8th. You're just stuck with Nicole and I today for 2 hours. So if you're out there listening, we appreciate it. If you want to text in your questions on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Anything health and fitness related. So I'm going to have to change my headphones because
again,
these ones don't. You can talk and carry the show.
I didn't know you were doing this. I couldn't get mine on this morning either. So apparently it's the theme of the day. You do the intro. I don't know.
All right.
Okay, now I can hear. They were good. And then I remember last week I was
Yes.
fidgeting with one of them.
I do.
So this is the problem child one. So I don't know if a lot of people sit way over here. Most of the action's over this way
I don't know.
during the week. But all right. So again, Sunday, June 8th, you're stuck with Nicole and I for 2 hours. No guest today, but we kind of have a guest because Harrison, he's supposed to let us know when he's gone.
I know.
Right?
I'm kind of upset because how did Pete know and we didn't know?
Right. Pete knew that no Harrison today.
It's all right.
And
We'll bring it up with Harrison.
We didn't know about it until I saw a post on Facebook from Pete saying Harrison was gone.
No.
So I had to text him and say, hey, aren't you supposed to clear this with us first?
I know.
But we do have somebody sitting in, somebody that I've never met before. So we get to know this guy. No, I'm pretty sure your name's Jackson.
Yep.
Okay. Now, because I did ask Harrison who was filling in. So he told me, said you were a good guy. You knew what you were doing. But then I find out you're a student at UNL, and
yes,
but you're going back to Florida.
I am.
Oh, interesting.
I've been here for 2 years. It's been fun.
Did you get sucked into the Husker fandom?
Oh yeah. I mean, my dad's from here.
Oh, okay.
So I've grown up a Husker fan. It's part of the reason why I came here.
Oh, all right.
So
Okay.
it was just great to live up here. Great to see what Lincoln was like. Lincoln's great. So.
He's wearing a Chiefs shirt, so that's a little
Well, what suspect?
suspicious.
Living in Florida,
From Florida, and you're
being
a Chiefs fan.
kind of bounce around.
Yeah,
with my
I'd expect
NFL
that
teams,
answer from a
so-
Chiefs fan.
I'm not.
around.
Yeah.
Maybe
bounce
he's just
around.
wearing it. Sometimes people will wear different shirts, and I'm like, why are you wearing that? Like you.
It
You
looks
know.
like it's a very well-worn shirt.
I found this in a thrift store.
See that? Yeah.
I think he's just.
I'm
Oh.
really not a
Are
Chiefs
you
fan.
making that up?
No, I actually did find this in
Okay.
a thrift store.
But wearing a Chiefs shirt is all right here. You're not going to.
Yeah, I'm like,
looks or
it's
anything.
it's the Midwest.
fine.
It's okay.
It's fine, just not in this room.
It's like some people will wear different shirts, and I'm like, why are you wearing this?
Well,
And they're
Ben, like our son, he just is a big baseball fan, Orioles, and he just bought a Phillies hat.
because he liked that way the hat looks.
Yeah, he's trying to, I don't think he'll wear it out in public. He's just collecting
Hmm.
like jerseys and hats and stuff.
That's how I
But,
am.
Yeah.
I do the same
I
thing.
don't know if he'll actually wear it. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll
Well,
see.
we'll see. If
Yeah.
the Orioles keep sucking, he might throw it on
Maybe.
out in public. So you're transferring. You're going. So you've been. You're just done with your sophomore year,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And now you're transferring to South Florida
Yes.
in Tampa.
USF, the Bulls.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You're gonna get some nice weather down there.
Oh, yes.
Where is your family from in Florida? Like,
Oh,
where'd you
right
go?
outside of Orlando. It's a little town called, well, it's not really that little, but Claremont.
Okay.
I like to consider it Disney's backyard, is what I tell people.
Mm,
Quick
okay.
little drive to the Walt Disney World.
Yep,
Pretty-
that's like we lived in Altoona and we had Adventureland in our backyard.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Not exactly
Quite the same thing, but we had
Similar.
Adventureland there. So speaking of UNL, this past Tuesday, and this is kind of like a theme for our show today. So our son Ben is going to be a freshman at UNL next year.
Okay.
So we had an orientation that I went to with him this past Thursday, and I was sitting in there with all these, kids and parents and listening to different speakers, basically talking about like what to expect when you get to college. It was pretty.
Well, and we didn't go to college. I mean, I have.
Well, I'll talk about that class here.
No, I'm just
pretty
saying,
soon.
like, this is a new experience for us too. Like, I did go back to school, but that was later as an adult. So, but yeah, we didn't have that typical college experience. So this is new
Yeah,
to
zero.
us too.
The only college experience I know of is watching the Gilmore Girls
And
and Rory going to Yale. That's it.
and the football clinic you came to.
Oh, well,
Here, that was fun.
yeah, I stayed a few days. I went to yeah. Anyway, so
Anyway, so yeah, this is kind of new for us.
yeah, we don't know
Our
what to
daughter didn't go to college, so yeah, it's all new.
all new. Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
know what to expect.
Nope.
Nothing. So
So this is new for us. So Nicole was not able to go, so I went with Ben, and I was just listening to all the different support that UNL offers the students, like this program called CAST and Husker Hub and all these things
Oh,
you're
yeah.
familiar with.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
And we were sitting there, like just listening. to the guy talk about, the differences between high school and college, and you can affirm all these things that he told us. So this is what he said was pretty eye-opening for us. So in high school, he said, 90% of your work is done in the classroom, 10% is done at home. I don't know if it's that way in Florida or not, but
yeah, I would. Yeah,
okay,
a little bit. Yeah,
I mean, in our
Fair.
experience with Ben, I feel like 100% of his work, I never saw him do work ever.
that's because he would do it when we were asleep.
I don't know.
Right?
I
In the
feel like
middle of the night.
99% of his work was done at school.
Yeah, so the guy said in college, like hardly anything's done in the classroom, and all of it's done outside.
I would probably 100% of it's done outside of the classroom.
So he said, typically, like kind of the rule of thumb he was giving his kids were for however many credit hours you take. So like if Ben's taking 12 credit hours, then he should plan on studying 24 hours a week, like times 2. Is that accurate? Like, do you study 40 hours a week?
I personally don't. I mean, I guess it depends on the class and the workload and
Right.
majors. And I mean,
Right.
if you're an
True.
engineering major, there's more that goes into that. Like I'm a criminology major, criminal justice. So like, in my opinion, that's an easy major. But like, I'm not a mechanical engineering major, which is, they're
Right.
doing all sorts of crazy work that they have to study on. So that can be true. I think it just depends on the major.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Well, I looked at him and I was like, have you studied for 24 hours in your entire high school life? He was like, well, probably not. So some
High school
eye-opening.
was easy for Ben.
Yeah, some eye-opening stuff for us. We're like, oh my god, okay, this is gonna be different. And then another funny thing was he was talking about in high school, if you miss a day or two of class, like the school's on you. Where are you at? They're calling the parents. Where's Ben? He's not in school. We've never really had that problem, but if your homework assignments aren't turned in, heck, you have months to get them turned in. There will be times we look at Ben's parent view and he has 10 missing assignments. We're like, what are you doing?
I've been there.
Yeah.
And then he just gets them all done in like one day, turns them in, and then his grade's back to an A,
Been there.
And so the guy was like, now in college, your professor will give you a syllabus with when everything's due, right? Okay, so this is due by October 7th.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you may never hear about that again until October 7th comes when your assignment's due. And then it's like, okay, see, you guys need to expect to read the syllabus and know when this stuff is supposed to be turned in. So it's just like, it's going to be a big change for him and for us too, because we've never really had to pay attention to his schoolwork at all. He's just always gotten straight A's. And I really don't think there was ever a time where we were concerned about a grade. And we're like, oh, you better. But he's like, oh, and then he'd always get A's. So
I'll lock in. Just
I'll
have to lock in.
That's what the kids say. Lock in,
As
right?
they say.
And he's going to be living
Just
at
have to
home
lock
because
in.
we live like 7 minutes from East Campus. So,
Okay. Yeah.
he's going to be living from home. So a little bit different than you coming up here,
Yeah.
just, by yourself and moving into the dorms and, not being able to go home or do anything like that. So that's a little different.
Yeah. It was definitely a culture shock a little bit. Not in a bad way. Just,
Right.
being that far, it's so different. Like it's like, it's hard to describe. Like I know people that live like in Lincoln local. They're either living from home or they go home all the time.
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine that. So it's gonna be weird going back home and having that.
Right.
'Cause I'm so used to just like, okay, like see you guys in 3 months.
Right.
Like and then just
I'm
being
so
up
glad
here.
Ben's not going away. That would be
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
for me.
They had a little postcard we were supposed to fill out, like, that they were going to give to the kids 2 weeks into college, like,
Oh,
we were supposed to write on there. And I'm like, well, we'll see him every day. So
I know,
funny.
I know.
if we just want to, I'll just leave it on his pillow
Yeah.
and then he can see it, But I think that'd be
I mean,
cool.
I don't know if we'll see him every day. We didn't see him every day. We don't see him every day now sometimes
Yeah, it's the timing is there, but
when he works and yeah.
So speaking of Nicole and I not going to college, I was kind of joking about this, but so they had in the afternoon, we split off. Parents were one group, kids were in another. So Ben and I, we were there for the morning, and then we split off into different groups. And one class that I went to was first gen parents, right? So if you're the description of a first gen, it said right on there, if neither of your parents have a 4-year degree,
Which honestly, 4-year degree,
you are a first gen
that
parent.
makes you a first gen parent. You can't have an associate's degree and you're not you're considered first gen. That was surprising to me.
Because you didn't go to a 4-year college.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like there's probably people who go to 4-year colleges, but then don't stay there the whole time. Like you've been through the experience.
Yeah, well, that's just so I thought,
my mom's the same way. Like she understood everything that was going on. But I think she only got her AA.
Right. That's kind of weird.
But she understood everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she'd been through it.
Like she'd been, yeah.
Well, I went into this class.
I mean, that's not really a concern. I mean, for us, but that wasn't.
So I kind of looked at it as like, well, let's see. Your parents didn't go to college, so you're over here in this room. So it was me, like 4 women in this class, right? So before the guy came in, it was the same guy that talked from Cass. So it's good stuff to listen to, but I was kind of joking with him, like, so this is the group that we just didn't go to college, or they're isolating us. Here we are. And then people instantly started justifying, like, oh, I went to community college. And I was like, I'm just kidding. Like, I'm not, I'm in here with you guys. So I don't have 1 credit hour of anything. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But it was just funny. And then I had a little,
it's not your crowd.
Yeah. I had a little vocabulary sheet.
That was a little ridiculous.
Like, what were some of I showed it to you. Remember, like,
credit
hours.
The vocabulary sheet was pretty bad. That would be like
SAT. What's okay? Now I know what the SAT
it had
is.
SAT, ACT. Like if you have a high school student, you are aware of a lot of.
I was just thinking that. I was like, why are they telling you about
I know,
that? You have to put that to get into the university.
Yeah, that's when I got that sheet. That's when I kind of felt I was texting Nicole.
The sheet was a little ridiculous.
This is a class for the dummy parents.
Like,
oh man,
what does this mean? What? But no, it was kind of designed to, like, make us feel, and going into, like we said, we have no clue what to expect. Like in high school, so I've taken Ben out of school. We've gone to Husker road games, and he's missed days of school. Or last year we went to Baltimore, went to a Ravens Bills game in Baltimore, which
that's cool.
They're big Ravens fans, our kids.
Okay.
So I just call up and say, okay, Ben won't be here for a week. And they're all right, whatever. Like, no big deal. So this whole time I was wondering, like, gosh, so when you're in college, like, I didn't know how many days a week your class is. Like,
which he doesn't know that either. He does the schedule tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll know tomorrow. But like, or what happens if you miss a day, right? You miss a day in high school, nobody really cares. You go back and it's like nothing ever happened. And so how does that go for, like, did you ever miss a class?
I missed a lot of classes.
Oh, in college?
I hope my parents aren't listening. Oh. But I mean, in high school, yeah, I missed some. Like there's a few instances where it's vacation. There's other instances where it was like unfortunate circumstances, like a family death, where that's like a different realm. But yeah, in high school, yeah, I was kind of the same way. Just you give them a note, like, okay, and then you get your work,
right?
As long as you stay caught up.
Yeah.
In college, it depends on the professor. Some professors couldn't care less. Like, you're going to be gone. It's on campus anyways.
Yeah.
Like it's online. That's why personally I started taking online classes. Like this past semester, I did completely online at UNL. Even though I live right over there. It's close enough to get to campus. I just thought it was easier.
Mm-hmm.
I could work whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
And I could just do my classes whenever I have free time.
Yeah.
Instead of going to class, them giving you kind of something electronic anyways.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
So that was my thought. But some people learn better in person too.
Yeah.
So I completely understand that. But
so you could just go watch the class whenever.
Yeah. Like I've been in classes before. They're like, oh, the lecture gets uploaded and then people hear that and I never see them again.
Yeah.
I never see them again. like I'm like, okay. Some classes they kind of like mandate attendance and by giving you attendance points. So it's like, okay, like you could show up and get this allotted amount of points extra on your grade. And if you don't show up, you're getting penalized for it.
Right.
So then that kind of adds to it too. But yeah, some professors care. Like some, if you're like, hey, I'm sick, they'll be like, that's fine. I mean, if you're doing it 3 times a week, they're going to ask you, or
right.
potentially they might not care either. But yeah, it's kind of professor based, but they don't care as much as high school nearly.
Okay. I was just wondering because like it was funny because they're doing he's going to Kasner, so he'll be mostly at East Campus.
Okay.
He's going to be majoring in entomology, insect science. So
that's really cool.
They're there's something going on the 28th of August, right? So the first week of school starts the 24th. So we had already booked our hotel to go down to the Huskers Cincinnati opener in Arrowhead.
Okay.
Which is on Thursday night. So
it is.
They have this event on the 28th. And I looked at Ben. I said, well, I know where I'm going to be on the 28th. I'll be in Kansas City. You will be here going to your first week of classes, So it's just funny. He's kind of bummed about that. But
that might be a rare situation.
Like,
where
you can't miss the first day, right?
That might be like volleyball day, though. They might cancel class that day. I will say they did that like for volleyball day and for the Illinois game that we had here on Friday.
Yeah,
that one game this season, they canceled class. That you might see that happen too. So
well, that would be good.
They're pretty good when it comes to sports. They're on it. Like,
well, because it's like if he was in band and the band goes down for the game, right? Like they would have.
If you're an athlete, it's the same way. You kind of get that exemption, but,
right?
So
that's all kind of cool. But what other things that I was learning, which kind of made me think about, health and fitness and wellness and doing programs, which are going to kind of tie in during the show, as I was listening to all the support they have, right? You can go meet with your professor. If you are struggling with anything, they have all these numbers you can call. People like an emergency text line that somebody will get back to you. So they have all these resources. If you're struggling with the class, if you need help with your homework, if you need help taking notes, right? Because, he was talking about how, like, you're in some classes, you're in a lecture hall with 300 people. And, like, I don't know if Ben's ever taken notes before in a class, right? In high school, you just sit. He's good at just hears something. He just memorizes it, knows it. So it's like, if you need help doing this, if they have like a 4-day camp before college starts where they bring you on campus, you get to know where your classes are. And so all these resources are available to every single college kid. And I got to thinking about like what we do for our gym. We own Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. And, our members have all these resources like us, right? If you have a question, if you're struggling with something, if you can't make it to class, if you need to change classes, if you need help with an exercise, and we tell them this all just like I was listening. I was sitting at an orientation for Farrell's.
Right.
And I was like, wow, that they have all this support. And I'm like, if he's struggling and he doesn't ask for help, how does anybody know he needs help? Right. So it's like all the tools are there. It's like, but you have to use them and utilize them. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about for the show today, is just, the resources and using resources and not using resources and self-sabotaging and, those types of things. So to kind of compare what I was listening to there at the orientation versus, really any type of fitness program or, heck, I remember we ordered a Bowflex, right? Okay. All these instructions to do, right? This is what you should do Monday, Tuesday, or like, here's what you should
most
eat.
Of those things that you buy come with some type of a plan to follow.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't follow the plan, then the Bowflex just gets dust on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't look like the guy on the commercial, which is what I thought I was going to look like when I bought the Bowflex. So it's kind of the same thing as what, the college students are walking into. And Jackson, now, you sat through the same orientation that I just sat through and you had all that stuff. Did you ever need help with something where you're like, hey, they have like, you can go meet the professor, right?
Yeah.
That was something that they strongly recommended, was when they have office hours,
yep.
Go in and you meet the professor. So they know, when there's 300 people in there, it's like, they might not know everybody by face, right? Unless you take time to go do it. And that's what some of the people that were talking were like, yeah, that's some good advice. I wish I would have done it my freshman year. I didn't do it. And then, so, how are your kind of, experiences? Yeah. See, this is, she fills in. We've been married 27 years, so
There you
she
go.
she knows what I'm trying to say.
Almost.
Not yet.
Yeah.
3 weeks from now
Yeah.
will be. So yeah, how are your experiences like? Did you ever ask for help or overwhelmed and utilize some of those things that the university offers?
Yeah, I mean, they have all sorts of things. Like there's things that would come up I didn't even realize existed at one point. So then it's like, I need help with this, and then you kind of just look it up. It's like, oh wow, and like you just discover things like with math. And I don't know if we'll be taking any math with that degree or not, but with math, I mean, there's a math resource center that's the MRC. You walk in there, there's just people there. I want to say 24/7, but it's not 24/7,
Yeah.
Right.
but it feels like it is because
Mhm.
anytime you walk in there, there's somebody there. You just sit down, they'll help you with anything. So it's like I was struggling in math at one point, so I had to go in there and sit down, take tutoring hours and whatnot. But then it's like they also have the writing center, which is the same way. If you need help writing, because college writing is hard, like formatting, like the APA, the MOA, that stuff is hard.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely wouldn't be able to get away with your 2 spaces after a period. That's all you need to know. You'd have to
Ooh,
change
yeah,
that.
no.
That's not proper collegiate
Actually, that's what I struggle
formatting.
with the worst is just because the actual writing itself is for me was never difficult. It
Right.
was the formatting.
Right.
So yeah, having the writing center is great too. And then obviously there's, I mean, they have cast and
Yeah.
obviously the therapy and whatnot. It's great. It's just great to have all these resources at your hands. And yeah, you just have to use them. Because like some of the battles, and I definitely struggled with this, was just like kind of coming to fruition within your own mind to like go and like deal with like whatever issues, your
yeah.
problems that you have.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Like,
admitting.
I battle with that.
Just like admitting that you need help.
Yeah,
for little things.
I've always been like, no, I'm fine. Like
Yep.
I keep to myself, no, I'm fine. So it's definitely a struggle for some people to
Mhm.
deal with that. So, but it's just great to have that many resources within the
Right.
university system.
Right. All right. Well, with that, we're going to go to break. So stay with us here. We'll start diving into that a little more on Fitness Fanatics 93.7 The Ticket.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Now's the best time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with greater precision and productivity. Order your planter for next year now to unlock the biggest savings of the season. Contact your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity? Positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, June 8th. So we were just talking about how I went to orientation at UNL with our son, learned a lot of information. It kind of seems like college is going to be a lot of work for the parents also.
Why?
Just making sure he's getting stuff done.
Well, I don't know.
Keeping tabs, looking at his. We're going to have access to his little MyRed account. We can go look at his grades all the time.
We could do that when he was in high school too. You just
oh my gosh! If my parents,
I know.
I don't think they really would have cared to go look at my grades when I was in high school. But gosh, there was one time where in my high school, if you had first quarter, second quarter, semester tests. If you passed 2 of the 3, you passed the course. So I think it was like the second semester of my junior year, I'd passed every quarter, every class. So I passed all the classes. So I failed every single semester final.
Which is how is that possible?
I just didn't care.
I know, but how didn't you just accidentally
I don't know.
pass because
I don't
you
even
passed?
remember.
That's
I
the
just
whole
got all
point.
Fs.
That doesn't make sense.
And then I
did
went,
you literally just be
maybe I might have.
Because if you passed the first and second quarter, you should have had the knowledge.
Passing classes,
unless you just didn't show
they're
up.
easy. You just fill out your homework. You get. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy. I think
you missed the whole point of what a semester test is.
Well, I just didn't care at that time.
If it were me, I would probably be the other way around. I would probably have failed the first quarter and then passed the second quarter and did well on the semester.
Well, I tried
test.
to do that in my last class
and I know.
Failed.
I know.
Yeah, that wasn't good. But anyway, I went and picked up my report card. So they never even saw it. They didn't even know I failed every single
Yeah,
test.
but it wouldn't have mattered because you still passed the class.
Well, I know, but
I mean, I guess it mattered if you were going to college, like with
which
Ben.
I wasn't.
Right. So I guess that would have mattered.
Yeah.
But that's why I kept an eye on stuff for Ben, but I never like had to be like, you were grounded until you get your grade up. Or
I think we were close about like letting him go to Miami with his friend.
Yeah.
He had to get and make sure all of his stuff was in. So we had to use that once. But
yeah.
So I forgot to talk about at the orientation, we were all with the Kastner kids and their parents, and everybody's introducing where they're from. And, there's people from all over the country coming here. And one kid said he's from Ankeny, Iowa. Well, we lived in Des Moines for 38 years. So my dad lived in Ankeny. I mean, so familiar with that. So I instantly started talking to the parent. Just said, hey, I've lived in Altoona. And so this guy, his name's Jeremy. He graduated from Iowa State, and I sat with him at lunch, and I said, well, we have our own radio show on the ticket. And I was like, it's the main sports station here in Lincoln. And I said, it's right downtown. And he said, oh, I think we walked by that because when they came for another visit or something, they stayed at the Embassy Suites. And he was like, oh, we walked right by there. And I said, yeah, we have our own show Sunday mornings. And he's writing it down. So I don't know if he's listening right now or not, but
we're in the booth now.
He said, you guys sit behind the window. I said, yep, that's where we sit. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe one Sunday he could have walked by when we were on our show.
Maybe.
Didn't even know. But what was funny was at the beginning of the orientation, they played the Nebraska fight song.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was like, well, when they were playing that, he's like, I wasn't clapping. I was, he just kind of had his arms folded. And I was like, the difference between me and you is they played a Nebraska fight song and you have your arms folded and I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Right. Which I do every time I hear that song. So I'm just getting ready for football season and stuff like that. But it was funny. So if he's listening today, which he probably isn't, I'm giving him a shout out.
Maybe.
So made the day go by a little bit quicker for me having somebody to talk to. So and he heard of Farrell. He heard of Farrell's because there's one in Ankeny and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. But they're planning on coming to the Iowa game, coming down for the Iowa game over Thanksgiving weekend. So I don't know. It was just kind of cool.
Yep.
Want to do a quick plug on the Nebraska road race, which is coming up here in what do we got? About six weeks from today on July 20th. If you are a Husker fan, if you like to run, if you don't like to run, if you have kids, there is a 1 mile fun run that is $25. The 5K is $35. We've talked about why this is an awesome event. If you're a Husker fan at all, I mean, I would just pay the $35 registration just to go and meet the players. And then I wouldn't even.
It'd be in the atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't even run probably.
Will it start in the stadium?
Yeah,
like
the stadium's all done.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if now that it's done, that if they would, I don't know.
Yep. Nope. Both races will begin and end on the north 31-yard line.
Okay.
So that everyone ends with a 69-yard run on the field, symbolic of the 69-yard touchdown that Jack ran in the spring game 10 years ago. Well, now 11 years ago. I don't think they've updated the time on this, but yeah. So starts in Memorial Stadium, finishes in Memorial Stadium. So Nicole, Ben, and I are doing it. We already have a few other people signed up. We do have a team created, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But again, especially if you have kids, oh my gosh, sign your youngster up, let them come out, get autographs. I mean, it's just Jax, I don't know if you ever participated in this or not, but you probably like, oh, what
did you go back home for the summer?
Oh yeah, you're usually probably home.
Yeah, usually. This is the first summer I've lived in Lincoln.
So.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's obviously during the summer, but it's just a really cool thing. I mean, last year, Ben had a Husker football that was my dad's. My dad passed away 10 years ago, so it's kind of a sentimental football for him, and he went and got Dylan Raiola's autograph, Ty Robinson's autograph. Like, I mean, almost every player he asked, he got autographs, the pictures taken with everybody. I mean, it was just awesome. And the players are out on the course. Some of them man the water stations. I mean, it's a really, really cool event. The absolute best 5K you can ever do in your entire life.
As a Husker fan,
In my opinion, as a Husker fan, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have fan days, but those have long lines. You get 2 seconds with somebody.
It's a little more. Those are a little more organized. This is a little more casual.
Yeah.
I would say the
Mhm.
interaction with the players. The part I thought was really cool was like, you get there a little bit early, and you and Ben were throwing the football around on the field. That was cool.
Oh yeah, I was throwing some dimes.
Yeah.
Touchdown. Ben's catching a pass in the end zone in Memorial Stadium.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's cool.
So how cool for your kids. I mean,
Mhm.
like I said, if my dad would have taken me to something like that when I was 10 or 11, I would have been just in paradise. I would have thought it was the greatest thing ever.
It's a 5K. I know that can be like intimidating for people if they've never done any type of organized race. But 5K is 3 miles, just a little bit over 3 miles. You can walk it. I walked it last year with some of our members. I'm totally willing to walk again. So it's something you can totally walk the whole thing. You don't have to run. And like you said, there's also the 1 mile fun run.
So you can even do that as an adult. Just go run with the kids.
I think you could. I mean, especially if you sign a kid up too to do it. Sign up your kid, and then you can kind of go and do it with them. But it's not as like I walked a 5K this morning outside. It was
most anybody can walk a 5K.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take very long. You're done in under an hour.
Yeah, well, it took me longer, but I also had our dog. She was getting a little slow in that.
And remember last year when you guys came strolling up at the end, who was out there cheering you on? Dylan Raiola.
It's really cool.
Right?
The cheerleaders, they're usually out there too. They're usually cheering.
Mhm.
There's been at the water stop in the past, the basketball team has been there. I got my picture taken with Fred Hoiberg, a bunch of the basketball players. They've had the volleyball team out there before. So I mean, they like to get as many student athletes involved as they can. So that's really cool. Like you said, they're the football players are out on the course cheering you on, which is also cool because, usually we're cheering them for cheering for them.
And I'm going to get into the point where I'm a little too old to be all, right? I'm going to be 47 at this 5K.
I am an introvert for sure, but that race is just fun. Like if you walk that race with me, we're going to stop and take selfies with the players and stuff just because it's fun. Like I want to make it worth their while too. And, it's just kind of fun to interact with them. Ben, threw the football to one of the players on the course too.
Yep.
And so that was kind of cool.
Well, cool for him. And now he's going to be one of them.
Yep.
Right? He's going to be a college student. He's not a kid anymore.
Nope. But he still wants to do it. He still loves it. And we've, you can wear you get a race shirt too. So you could even bring that shirt or wear it and have them sign the shirt, which is also a fun little way to commemorate the day. So
yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. It was rained out a couple years ago, and even being rained out, they did a fantastic job. Like we went into the Hawks Championship Center.
We got to walk the tunnel walk basically to get there and get back.
Touch the horseshoe.
So cool.
I mean, it was awesome. I mean, it was cool.
It was so cool too because it was such a different experience than the normal race.
Right.
And you didn't have to run.
But that was a great 5K. You didn't have to do any physical exercise.
No, man.
Yeah. But you still, they did a great job of still making it a fun experience for everybody.
Yep.
So.
I remember chatting with Chubba Purdy. That's when his brother was big time Niners fan. So I was talking to him about that. It was just really cool. It was really cool. I was talking to Maverick Noonan about his dad was on Tecmo Super Bowl.
Yep.
I showed him a picture of his video game face from 1991, 8-bit face. Yeah, he thought that was cool. So I was kind of, he's probably like, who's this nerd over here asking me about? Oh, I play this game from 1991. Your dad's in it.
Well, you're old, so.
I know, I am old. So again, you can go to huskers.com/road race. We'd love for you to join the group. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, $35 for the 5K, $25 for the 1 mile fun run. All of the donations and fees go to pediatric brain cancer research. So, and they usually have some kids out there, and so that's
very powerful presentation before the race of patients and
survivors and
it's pretty emotional, but
right.
That's why we're there.
You look like you're getting emotional right now.
I know. I could cry thinking about it. It was sad. I know, and inspiring, but
because it kind of gives you a perspective on, like, you woke up that morning and maybe you were out of coffee and your life's over, right? Then you come out here and
or you're nervous about doing a 5K.
Yeah,
and then you see children going through pediatric brain cancer treatment, and that's kind of a small.
They would love to be doing the 5K. That's why we say you do it because you can, because there's a lot of people that can't do things, right?
Yep.
So, all right, well, let's toss it to break here. We'll be back. We got one more short segment coming up for hour number 1. So stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Need service on your home air conditioner? Call the company Lincoln has counted on since 1952, Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. No matter what brand you have, when you need service, you want Bryant's experienced pros working for you. Friendly, NATE certified technicians with the tools, training, and technology to restore your comfort quickly. No matter what brand, when you need service, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Got a short segment here. So we just want to kind of give you a preview of what we're going to be talking about in hour number 2.
Okay.
What are you laughing about?
Because we didn't talk about that, but okay.
So what are we going to talk
You're just gonna
about?
toss it to me.
Tossing it to you. Yep.
Kind of feels like a blind side.
My word
No,
count is
just
always
kidding.
higher in the first hour than the second hour.
Yeah, I know. No. Well, because we're going to circle back to talking about the parallels between the kind of talk that you received at orientation, where here are all your resources available to you if you choose to use them.
Mhm.
And that's really what we see too with our program. And it's very true with starting any type of new health and fitness program or whatever. So we're just going to talk about, which we've talked about this stuff before, but it's just important to keep kind of talking about it because it goes along with the, if you've tried things before and you've not had success, that goes along with the, you are not special. Like that doesn't make you special to have like tried and failed things in the past. That is a completely normal experience. It's something that we've all experienced. We've talked about it with us and our multiple exercise equipment that we've purchased in the past and sold and then bought again and then
With
sold.
renewed hope.
Yeah.
All right, now this is it.
Right. This time. So it's a normal experience, but I think every time we try something and for whatever reason we don't succeed, it makes us feel bad. And then it kind of affects your next try. And so just talking about how having tried something and not been successful at it, maybe because you didn't take advantage of the resources or you didn't, do the work that needed to be done to be successful, that makes you normal. It does not make you special. It's not something you should be ashamed of or embarrassed of. So we're just going to talk about stuff like that, like the self-sabotage, because we just all do it. We're about ready to start week 9 of our 10-week session. And I guarantee you right now, we have some of our members that are in their 10 weeks. They have 2 weeks left and they're thinking about pulling back a little bit because what if they try really hard and they don't succeed, So sometimes it's easier to just give up, kind of quit on yourself than try really hard and miss the mark, which is it's not a path to success. But
yeah, I sat during that orientation. I was like, wow, how could somebody not succeed here? Like, everything is at your fingertips.
Because you have to do it.
Like you
still have to do it.
Even the program, and I know this doesn't affect Ben, but like even the program of coming in 4 days before anybody else on campus, like it's open to 200 kids. That's it. And going through and go and find where your classes are. And I mean, like, you know, some people won't do that, and then they'll get here day one and be like, well, I don't know where I'm going. So they're late. And like, well, gee, if there was something you could have done to learn ahead of time. Like, I know when Ben gets his schedule, we're going to leave the house. Okay. So if he has a class at, you know, over here at 9 a.m., right? Okay. How long does it take for us to drive here? Where are we going to park? How long is it going to take for you to get from your parking spot to your classroom? Like, we'll be ready. Like, we'll do little practice drills with him.
Yeah.
You know, walk around the campus, know where we'll do all that before. And again, he's not living on campus. It's a little different for him versus, like, you know, when you came here.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you're here now. Just you got to find your way around.
Yeah.
You know, and I know they have they even have what's called the Husker app, where you can just open it up and you put where you're at, where your class is, and then you just follow the walking trail.
I
to get there.
I use that.
Yeah.
I like literally have experience using that, because I mean, I walked my schedule a little bit, and sometimes you forget. Like, you kind of have an idea,
Right.
but it's like, I need to know how to exactly get there. What's the fastest way? Too?
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And then they even have a program that if you're, let's say you're parked somewhere and then you're at the library studying until 10 p.m., right? And it's dark outside. They have a program where you could call a number and somebody will go to where you are and walk you to your car. Like, if you don't feel safe. Like, that's amazing.
Just like on the middle.
Oh yeah, that's like drive around.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's really cool.
It is cool.
She said it's not very utilized very much, but like, you know, because they feels like UNL is a pretty safe campus and stuff like that. But
right.
you know,
But still, you never know what your life circumstance may be in that moment where you're just like, I don't feel safe, or you just never know that. So that'd be a great thing to know that is available.
I'd probably use it. I don't feel safe walking anywhere at night.
Shut up.
Even where we live. It's just like, well, you just never know nowadays what's going on, right?
Sure.
Well, so I thought that was really cool.
But also, if you're not from here, I can see where, you know, this is your first time away from home and you're on your own, and maybe you've never been on your own before. I can see where that would be just that, you know, extra layer of security, not even security, just like that safety in numbers, that companionship to get you back to where you know where you need to be. So,
but that was very, very cool. I thought that was really cool. That again, that's just another tool. Like, not saying you're going to walk to your car, something's going to happen and be like, well, you could have called somebody.
Right. No,
no, I wouldn't say that, but that's a really cool service that they have. Like, it's just, and obviously I don't have anything to compare this to because I've never been to a different college orientation. I was very impressed with the whole thing and everything they have to offer, which I feel like at Farrell's, we have everything to offer too.
Yeah. That made me think, like, when people start our program and it's like, we know what we're doing. Like, this is a set program. It's like, we purpose, and just like UNL or any, you know, successful program, like, we have tried to think of everything for you.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes people will ask a question, or it'll be a couple weeks in and they'll be like, ask a question. I'm like, well, we've shared this resource a couple times, you know, that it was out there and available to you. It's like, we've been doing this for a long time. A lot of times it's when we start a fit challenge with our current members and then they're asking questions, and it's like, we literally think about what every single question someone might ask, and we provide those answers ahead of time. Right. Because for that reason. So, you know, it's a set program on purpose. So if you just follow the plan, follow the blueprint, it's hard to not be successful.
So you're saying UNL's like done that before? They've brought in new kids and they've learned how to incorporate freshmen into college life.
Some of that is the kind of, if you bring in skepticism or if you're optimistic into something. Same thing with just that college experience. Like, I can see how some parents would be very nervous to send their kids, and other parents would be like, no, I know they're going to be well taken care of. This is why we're sending them there, because we're comfortable with this. And so
attitude has a lot to do with it also.
Right. Yes.
So
with everything, but yeah.
And at the, just one last thing before we go to break. At the end, they were trying to get people. They were doing the "Go Big Red" chant. So the people at the front stage were doing the "Go," and then everybody in the crowd was supposed to. And the first couple times was, I said it. There's all these people around me. I'm like, what are you doing? Let's get some team spirit.
It's ridiculous that you think that what if Ben had decided to go to like ISU and you were at Iowa State? You were Jeremy, basically. Was that the guy's name?
Yep, Jeremy.
Yeah. You were at Iowa State University for an orientation. Would you have immediately been indoctrinated into their... No, you would not have. So for you to think...
if Ben was going to Iowa, I wouldn't even have gone. So
Ben wouldn't have been going to Iowa. So
I'd never even go visit him on campus.
You wouldn't spell IOWA.
Oh, absolutely not.
So it's ridiculous
say "Let's go Hawks."
It's ridiculous.
No,
that you,
no, never.
It's ridiculous that you think everyone should immediately be immersed and indoctrinated and go Big Red
immediately
as a parent.
Oh, the kids even
the kids were there too for that part.
Yeah, the kids were there. I was looking a couple kids in front of me.
They don't know yet.
Let's go.
They don't know. They don't know. Not every kid is there because of football or sports. Which is where I'm sure you don't just have "Go Big Red" chants on campus.
Do you?
On a random Wednesday?
Is this somebody yelling out at 11:30 in the
probably
by
not.
the union?
No.
Student union.
It's a school spirit sports thing. Not everyone's there for sports.
I find that fascinating.
I know you do.
I would be going there for sports.
Well, and that's what a couple of the kids that Ben was with in his group. They were coming from different, one was from Chicago and and that was part of the reason why they chose Nebraska, because they knew it would be a fun atmosphere from a student perspective. So that was kind of part of their selling point. They wanted to come to a school with strong school spirit.
Yep. And Ben, he even got to show off his knowledge of Memorial Stadium because they had a group that they were walking by Memorial Stadium, and Ben was looked to the leader or the group leader, and he was like, "Hey, can we go see if the gate's open? We can go look at the field." And he was like, "Oh, well, I didn't even think
I
of
think
that."
there's a lot of people that don't know that it gate 23?
I think so.
That's open all the time, and you can go. I mean, most of the time, and you can go into the stadium through gate 23. It's chained off, but you can still go out and look out into the stadium, which I just don't think a lot of people even know that that's open.
Yep. So he was the hero. He had all the kids in his group went out into Memorial Stadium. They were taking pictures, and man, he was like, "It was my idea." And those kids thought it was the greatest thing ever. So he's already scoring some points. But all right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us for hour number 2, 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry! You won't want to miss this exclusive offer. Deal ends June 13th.
See Club for details.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Early break.
I'm not a dog expert. No, it's not. I don't mind dog. I'm not a dog expert, though.
He does talk to chickens, though. It's very endearing.
Talked to another chicken this past week.
Talk to chickens.
What was that? Do it again.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essink.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Modern Woodman of America. Founded in 1883, Modern Woodman offers financial services and member benefits to individuals and families throughout the U.S. For more information, please call Sean Erickson at 402-483-6515. Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures. A big shout out to them. We appreciate their support of the Fitness Fanatics. We did have a text from Keller on the text line. She said, I can attest when I was at UNL, no one randomly yelled the Go Big Red chant. It's very disappointing to hear that. Maybe Ben. And then
No.
Jackson was saying during break that it's very quiet around campus because everybody just has headphones in walking to their next class. So.
Yeah, I don't even know how many people would hear it really.
Now we
To
did
even
hear
repeat.
last year, Naya told us that a lot of the athletes zoom around on scooters.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That
I mean,
was-
I also have a scooter. But yes,
okay.
the athletes. The athletes do. You'll see like you'll be I've been on my scooter going around and I've seen like who did I see that? I think I saw like Annie Jackson one time when I was going. And she waved. I think she thought I was also an athlete. She waved at me and I was like,
What's up?
Hi.
Yeah,
I was like,
Jackson, I'm on the soccer team.
I was
Yep.
like, okay, sure. Yeah. But
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
So
Interesting.
All right. If you have any questions, please text in the show starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. All right, Nicole, we ready to talk a little fitness?
Yeah, of course. So
All
we're
right.
just going to talk about that whole self-sabotage thing where when you have all these resources available to you, how do we still fail,
Mhm.
right? But I think self-sabotage is such a nuanced topic.
And we've kind of talked about this with my sister.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we
About
have.
how your brain is used to
Yes.
we're used to routines,
Mhm.
right?
That was my very first one I was going to talk about.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
good.
when we're used to being in a routine,
Yeah.
now we're changing the routine. Our brain automatically doesn't like
Resist it. Fears it.
Yep.
Even so the fear of change is the first one that I was gonna kind of talk about. But I think we see this a lot with our program because there's usually for I don't know probably 75%, 80% of the people who sign up for our program for Farrell's 10-week challenge, you're signing up and there's a little bit of a gap between when you sign up and when the challenge starts.
Yep.
And so I think that when you sign up knowing, well, you're not starting tomorrow. It's not, you know what I mean? So like we just had a Memorial Day sale. The session doesn't start till July. And so people can sign up and be like, fired up right when they sign up, but then as it gets closer and closer and closer, that's when that self-sabotage, that fear of change starts to set
kind of
in.
like the football season.
Exactly like the
right.
football season.
We're about 80 days away from kickoff, and this is when we're at our all-time
Most
peak
excited.
excitement level.
yeah.
We could be we're drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm looking at
You
me
can say
as
the
a
wildest things.
Yep. We're going 11-1. We should be 7-0. We got this and that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm texting people. Can't wait to just beat Iowa. I mean, you're just all-time excitement level.
Mhm.
Then I guarantee you, come August 28th, when we're in Arrowhead Stadium and it's 8 p.m. and that ball's kicking off, we're just going to be like, oh God, here we go.
But that's true because
Yes.
our
Same
brain
thing.
associates fear with risk. Like it thinks that if you're afraid of something, that there's a risk involved. And that's exactly football. What you're talking about is exactly a great analogy for that, because right now there's
no risk.
You can say anything. There's like a very low risk to saying off the wall things like that we're going to, go 11-1 or whatever. Like there's no risk there. But as we get closer and you say that stuff, it definitely gets a little more risky. You get a little more scared. And then as the season starts, even if we win the first couple games, but we're maybe not, up to par where we think we should be, you're definitely afraid to make those statements because there's risk involved now.
There's risk. Yeah.
Right.
But now
So-
there's no risk. So
Right.
like
And that's when you sign up for a program that doesn't start for a couple weeks, then yeah, you're not afraid yet. You're only excited.
or when you sign up to do
A 5K
or a half marathon,
Yeah.
like the next big half marathon here in Lincoln is the Good Life Half Z, right?
Mhm.
So people are signing up. You're excited. We get texts like price goes up at midnight, and we're in June. This race isn't until the end of October. So
Yeah.
you said, oh, this is a great idea. Bam, I registered for the Good Life Half Z.
True.
It's like, okay, now I got to start doing something. I got to start training, but it's only June, so I got plenty of time.
Mhm.
And then then you get to race day, and everybody's just like, well, this is a good idea when I signed up for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it is when you sign up for the 10-week challenge. You have
it's anything.
Or you come to orientation and you have your your hopes and dreams of what the next 10 weeks are going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be at class every day. I'm going to eat my calories, my carbs, my proteins, my fat.
I track my food.
I'm logging my food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no alcohol. No, we're locked in for day one, right?
Uh-huh.
Or how many Jackson, I don't know if you've ever been to any like motivational seminars or whatever, and you're just like,
well, sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had like,
I've seen some stuff.
Yeah. And then you're like, yes, my life's changing. And then you get home and it's like, well,
everything's the same.
Yep.
Nothing changed. But that's true.
I was thinking that I was going to be a millionaire. Where is it?
That's how our brains work. Like they do. We're very susceptible to what's in front of us and, the message we're receiving at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you get away from that, then all those your identity creeps in. And then that's another kind of fear of change because you are, we all have these long held beliefs in ourselves, and that can self-sabotage, and it can self-sabotage in multiple ways. So, if you have a habit or an identity that you are an athlete, but you were an athlete 25 years ago in high school or college,
which most guys that start ferals believe they're athletes and they're still in college.
Right. Okay. And then you get into a workout program and it immediately kicks your butt. Like that first day is super humbling. And that is where that self-sabotage is going to start coming in, because now you are questioning your identity, and that makes it easy to kind of be like, if I do this and it proves to me that maybe I'm not the person I used to be, then I have to think of myself in a whole different way. So sometimes it's easier to just not think of yourself that way and just, not really try. But it can go the other way too. Maybe you've never exercised before. We see this too. We see people who are super self-conscious in class or at that orientation, or you see them walk in and they're immediately like, when people come in to do their picture with me, their weigh in and their picture before the program even starts. Normally classes are going on when that happens. And so you can see when people walk in and a class is going on and they're immediately scanning the room looking for someone who looks like them.
Yep.
Right. Because there's that safety in that. Or, or maybe it's a small class and they don't see someone that looks like them. And that immediately, that self-doubt starts happening where I don't belong here. This isn't for someone like me, and we then also self-sabotage.
Yep.
So we see that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think we see more? I think it's pretty equal, honestly.
I think most people when they start, are individuals that haven't worked out for a long time, or they've tried so many different things and failed so many different times.
Or they've done something, they've been successful. Running is a great example. We have our 10-week challenge winners on all the time, and that's the first thing you talk. Like, did you play school and sports?
Yeah, we always ask
what
that.
Did you do for fitness before you started ferals? And a lot of times it will be like, well, I got into running. I was great. I felt great. I felt awesome. I did all this stuff, and then I got injured and I got out of running. So we definitely kind of see that too.
Yeah.
I think we see both. I think when we think about our 10-week challenge winners, it's pretty much I think it's a pretty good split of both. People who have been athletes before, feel like they know what they're doing, and then they get into our program and they're like, this was very different than what I expected, but they still just trusted the process and ended up being successful. Or people who are just like, I don't know if I can do this, but they did it anyway. They trusted the process and they won the challenge, which is my favorite. My favorite is when people who win that wasn't their intention to win.
That's usually most people.
It is. They just followed the program and they had great results, and they ended up having the best results of that group.
Yeah, I was just talking to Carrie Schmitz about this. We just got done with the Fit Challenge, and I was like, "Oh, you had some great changes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you did really, really well. And then she made a comment about, yeah, it's amazing what happens when you show up every day and come to class and eat healthy. I mean, it's not a big secret. That's what our program, and that's really most any program you start, is getting you into a consistent exercise regimen and a good nutrition meal plan.
Right.
That's really it.
It's not a secret. Even when we talk to our winners, or we have our fit members on, I feel like sometimes people listen to other people's stories, like hoping to get the secret. And the secret is they just did the work. It's unfortunate. We talk about it, how devastating it can be when we, when we've done Whole30 and we've only seen great results. It's just devastating.
Yeah. Like,
to have that confirmation that you have to do the work to get the results.
Yeah. Why can't we just eat whatever we want?
I know.
And
we
not
both
work
feel
out
that way too. And that's the other thing too,
Doesn't seem
because,
fair.
with the self-sabotage, we talk a lot about a fear of failure that holds people back from things, even like college and stuff like that. Maybe some people really do have things that they want to go to college for as a coming out of high school, but they're afraid that they're going to fail. And so they just don't try. But there's also an equal fear of success, again, because that is unknown and that's scary. And if I do this and I succeed, then I know I have to do this forever. I think of Mandy, our 10-week winner, Mandy Payne, and she's continuing to do the national challenge right now. And I just remember when she was on the show and she talked about how it was like the nutrition plan. It was like so many vegetables, just so many fruits and vegetables that she had to eat. But she finished her 10-week challenge and signed up for the national challenge. And like her success means that she has to keep eating so many fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And that can be, you might be afraid to succeed and then know that you have to do this work forever. But the problem with that is you are thinking of it, you're thinking of that from the beginner mindset of like, she would have known that 2 weeks into the program that, yeah, you're going to have to keep doing this if you want to keep seeing results, which is true for anybody and anything. But that seems so overwhelming. But if we talk to her now, it's so ingrained in her life now that we forget that it gets easier the more we do it. So it's like that fear of success is really our brain telling us that we're afraid that we're going to have to struggle like this forever. But the reality is it just gets easier the more you do it. And our brains don't tell us that.
Yep.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then another one is just, and I, again, thinking about our past guests, I'm thinking of Carrie Foote, our fit member that was just on a couple weeks ago. And, you kind of get like, it's painful to change is painful, but a lot of times staying the same is painful. It's just different types of pain. And that's
which one do you want to choose?
Right. And Carrie was like, if I keep going, before she started Farrell's, obviously, if I keep going at this rate, is this how I feel right now? Sitting on the couch, unmotivated, unable to exercise, not feeling great about myself, having failed with my weight. She had weight loss surgery and then gained the weight back. Like she's already in a really low place. And then having that realization that this, how I feel right now, could be the best that I feel. Like I could probably only get worse from here but we know that pain, that's a familiar pain versus the pain that you don't know what's coming.
Right.
Like I'm really sore from my workout yesterday. But to me, that's familiar pain. Like that's when I hurt my back a couple years ago and had to pull back from stuff. And I couldn't do lower body for a while. I had to allow that to heal. And so for me, familiar pain for me is self-inflicted, the pain that I put myself through, just not pain, but discomfort, the soreness. Like I am sore today, but I know exactly why I'm sore. I'm not sore because I just did one extra daily task and now I'm really sore, like whatever. But so for me, comfort in familiar pain is comfort in the soreness from my workouts. But I can remember before I started Farrell's when I was in my late 20s and being winded going up the stairs. And that was my familiar pain. And so I think that it's just it's so much a mindset shift. And maybe we just don't talk about that enough because the program is the exercise. The program is the workouts. If you show up 6 days a week, you're going to get 3 days of cardio. We're going to work your upper body, lower body, and then you'll have a day where we do both upper body and lower body. Don't have to think about that. We lay out the nutrition. We give you the guidelines of, yes, of course, you have to do it. You have to follow it. It's no different than wanting to save money and making a budget for yourself and being like, okay, I want to save this amount of money in this amount of time. So that means I have to save this from everything. And if you do all that, you will have the money at the end. That's how nutrition is. It's really basically the same thing as budgeting money. You're just budgeting calories, macros and stuff. But I don't know, maybe we don't talk enough about the mindset part of it. I don't know.
Which we should.
I know. Well, we do.
We do. Yeah.
We talk about it here on the radio show.
Just getting them to listen.
Sundays, 9 to 11,
We
93.7 The Ticket.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll keep this conversation going when we get back. So stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Now's the time to lock in the best deal of the year on a new John Deere sprayer during Landmark Implement's Sprayer Early Order Program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See and Spray. Target weeds with precision and cut herbicide use. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Don't forget, secure early order savings and get the sprayer that maximizes every pass. Visit your Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Fitness Fanatics. If you have any questions for us, please reach out 402-464-5685 on the Sartor Heyman text line. All right, we're going to keep this conversation going about a little bit about self-sabotaging.
Mm-hmm. There's one other topic, and then we'll talk about some tips.
Oh, okay.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, if you missed the first hour, the reason we're kind of talking about this is Ben's getting ready to go to college in Nebraska in August, and we had orientation, and I was just amazed at all of the support that the university has for the students. Like, I mean, just for everything. And I was thinking, gosh, how do people not succeed? They have all these resources and help that they can get. And then I started thinking about people that do ferals. And it's like, we try to offer the same thing. I mean, every class is led by an instructor. You have coaches. You have me and you are at the gym almost every single time somebody walks in that door, they see me or you, right? Or we're available for questions. If we don't know the answer, we'll get the answer. Right. So we have all this help available. And I always got, gosh, if somebody can't succeed doing our program, how are they going to succeed by themselves? So that's kind of what led to what we were talking about today. And part of our conclusion was, not being able to succeed is some of that is self-sabotaging ourselves.
Yeah.
So we were talking about just this last segment about how either the fear of failure or the fear of success kind of gets us. So this next subject for this section, we're talking about being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
How things can be overwhelming and
leading to then avoiding.
And this is the situation where not just fitness related, but even starting a new job. Like I can remember when I started at John Deere Financial, and I was in just like a data entry job, and we had to enter farmers or whoever, they were trying to buy a tractor and they needed to get pre-approved they were financing it. So I'd have to enter all the terms for the dealership, and we were having a contest that there were these beads hanging up above the fax machine. And if one of the big wigs walked by and there was a credit request on the fax machine, a bead would be taken off. And it was like, who had the most beads wins this contest. Well, I've just started there. I mean, not even less than a month. I didn't even really know what I was doing, but I was in charge of the fax machine, like making sure that I got them off and I handed them to the other prior approval auditors. That's what we were called. And so there's all, and of course, we also like entered contracts in the system. So we were doing multiple things, but anytime we had a prior approval, we had to drop what we were doing and enter it. And so, there was some older ladies that worked there, like that they've been there for a long, grouchy, and I'd go and I'd be in charge of handing these out. And they'd get so pissed when I'd hand them one. And I remember just coming home, just almost crying. You remember this?
Yeah.
Just in tears. I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, I cannot do this. I am not an office job person. People hate me. This is so bad. But
right.
I mean, I was like,
and that was your job. So you felt overwhelmed, but you couldn't avoid it.
Right. I couldn't just like with a program, like if you join Farrell's and you're overwhelmed, well, I just quit.
It reminds me of
I'm out a couple $100. It's no big deal.
The feeling overwhelmed leading to avoidance reminds me of when we were very first married. We had friends, Brian and Laura, and Brian was getting really overwhelmed about just paying bills. And so he just kept hiding them.
Yeah, hiding the checkbook.
I mean, we were in our 20s, like
multiple checkbooks,
early 20s.
Yeah. That
is an example of feeling overwhelmed leading to avoidance.
Right.
That was so funny. I mean, he was coming clean about it too. So he's trying to fix it. Or that episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where Raymond has to take over the checking account.
Yeah,
he ends up with like 3 checkbooks because he's trying to juggle it. So that is very common. I am that type of person. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, my mom had to come into my classroom and like help me clean out my desk because we had those old school desks that lifted up and you just had stuff in there. But like mine was just crammed full of stuff that I just like wasn't doing because I was overwhelmed and avoiding it. So she had to come and clean it out with me. And like we had to have a plan with my teacher, Mrs. Schreier, to like, but we're adults now. We don't have people who could just come and, well, I mean, we do, but it's a matter of if we're going to actually take their advice. So it's just sometimes having too many options or feeling overwhelmed. I mean, a solution for that is to just start slower. Like you don't have to, I think that's a big thing that people do that sometimes leads to burnout or failure where it's like, okay, I'm going to start exercising and eating right tomorrow because tomorrow's Monday. So that's where everyone's, going to start tomorrow.
Yep.
And then you go grocery shopping. Maybe today you go and you clear out all the junk food out of your cupboards and you go to the store and you buy all new healthy food and vegetables and fruits and all this meat that you have to prep. And you're going to get up at 5 a.m. and start running again, and that's too many things. Like, why are you trying to do everything all at once? So like maybe start slowly, like start by looking at the food you have right now, seeing what fits. Like, if there's some food that you shouldn't be eating every single day, move that up on a higher shelf and move the healthy food down on a lower shelf and have a plan for what you have now and then start working the healthier options in. That's a great slow way to start with the nutrition. Same thing with exercise. Like for our members that are people that took advantage of the Memorial Day sale, the session doesn't start till July. Well, you can still start getting into your routine that you're going to have starting July 14th or whenever that first class is, that Monday. If you're signed up to work out at 5 a.m. and that's still 6 weeks away, start getting up and doing something at 5 a.m. So you're carving out that time ahead of time. So then when it starts, you're not feeling as overwhelmed. You're going to feel overwhelmed sometimes, but you can kind of avoid that by planning ahead or starting slowly. But nobody wants to do that because, we just think we got to lock in, be all in.
We're all in.
I know. And that doesn't always work. So that is one of the tips. But some of the other things that you can do is just self-awareness. knowing that about yourself and recognizing it and being like, we just had someone come try class on Friday. And so in our gym, we don't wear our street shoes on the mats, but we work out on martial arts mats. So you can work out barefoot or with socks on, or you can wear shoes. They just have to be a specific shoe that you wear on the mat. Well, she doesn't have those shoes. And so she was barefoot, and it was after class. And she was like, well, I had to just tell myself that not having indoor shoes is not a reason to not do this.
Right. Like she could have been like, oh,
right.
I'm just going to go home then.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And
right.
people have done that.
I know. And so, or just been like, oh, well, I don't have that. So maybe I just won't.
I'll just come back Monday.
Right.
Or
Yeah. Cause a lot of times you tell people ahead of time too. And so
Right.
then maybe that could be, they're like, well, I don't have that. So I thought that was very like self-aware of her
Absolutely.
to say that, which is really cool. Cause she was like, I just had to tell myself like, that is not a reason to not show up.
Right.
So having that self-awareness of like, okay, I'm falling into an old pattern that's not serving me
started yet.
anymore. Right. I know. Yes. And then, just having giving yourself credit for those small wins. That's why we like to celebrate non-scale victories small things that lead to big changes in the end. So, if you can add in a vegetable with your lunch every day for a week, that's a great small win, especially if you're not eating any vegetables. Now, if you're a person that eats lots of vegetables every day, that's probably not a good goal for you, but because that's easy already.
Right.
But, so finding those small wins, and then reaching out. I love it when people are like honest and just like, I'm really having a hard time with this, because then we can help them. When we say, how's it going? And they're like, it's great. Well, I'm going to dive in deeper and make them doubt that everything's going great.
That's like if the professor asks Jackson, hey, do you understand calculus? Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
And then you get an F on your test. Well,
right.
The professor doesn't know that you need help, right?
Right.
I'm good. And you get home and you're just sweat piling out. You're bored. You're just, I don't understand any of this.
This is a true story.
Right. It would be a true story for me too, honestly.
If there's only a way that I could get help with this, like if I'm struggling to get protein, and we tell all of our members too, like we will, if you fill out a food log, we'll look at it.
Yes.
We will give you tips and say, hey, you need to add a protein shake
and
here.
It's
have
not
this
like
here.
we're saying only turn in perfect food logs. Like
Right.
that would be one thing, but no, just literally, that's another small step that you could take if you're feeling overwhelmed. Start logging what you're eating now. Don't worry about your goals. See where you're starting. If people could just do that and then bring us a food log of this is what every day looks for me. What can I change? We talk about this all the time. What's the, one thing that we can change to make the biggest impact right now? And we can look at that. So find support from somebody that's not going to give you judgment, that's not going to make you feel bad about yourselves. And I feel like that is not our intention at all. So when people reach out to us for help, I'd love to help people with stuff like that, because I probably felt it at one point, or I helped other people who have felt that way, frustrated, overwhelmed. So, I think breaking that cycle of, starting something, failing, feeling shame about it, and then just continuing to have that cycle, breaking that cycle with finding a support system, and make sure it's a good fit. Because sometimes, like you and I, when we first would do stuff like that, sometimes maybe we're not the best kind of partners for each other. Think about when we're and this happens with couples a lot, where it's like, who's going to be the one that says, oh, maybe we should just order a pizza tonight? And if you're looking for someone to give you that out, you're going to take it. So maybe that's not the person that you're looking to for support.
Right. You need somebody that's not going to cave in so fast.
Yeah.
So one good cop, one bad cop.
Yeah.
Type of situation.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a good one. Just finding that support, and then just, reframing some of the beliefs that you've had for yourselves. Like that's definitely one for people who maybe think that this isn't for me. I don't look like nobody looks like me in this room. I don't belong here. But you do. You definitely do belong here. You belong in any space, especially if you are there to make positive changes.
Yep.
You join a gym, you belong there because you're there with the same goal as everyone else, and that's just to become healthier. We can
Mhm.
all have our own separate goals. You know, we have some people that their goal is to gain muscle, some people their goal is to lose body fat. There's, endurance, get off of meds. You can have different goals, but as long as have a goal for yourself, you belong in that space. Doesn't matter what you look like or where you're starting from.
Mhm.
Once you decide to show up, then you belong there. So just remembering to tell yourself that, and, don't be so hard on yourselves because we're all going to fail sometimes.
Yeah, you need to allow yourself to be a beginner
Mm-hmm.
at really anything you're doing. You're
Yeah.
not going to be perfect right out of the gate. I always say you're not going to be Chef Emerald when
Right.
you're cooking your meals.
You're not going to be Bruce Lee,
Nope.
kickboxing. You're not
No.
going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger in strength training.
No, you're just going to be you, right?
Yeah.
So you just need to do the best that you can,
With what you have.
and there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. And I like to tell kind of an analogy I like to use is when people tell me they're not in a rut. I always forget they're stuck.
Plateau.
I always forget that word. When anybody says they're in a plateau,
Yeah.
I'm always like, a plateau is like being in a traffic jam.
Yeah.
And how many times we've been in a traffic jam where we can't see what's going on?
Mhm.
Like, why are we sitting here? This is ridiculous, right? Well, the last thing you're going to do is to just abandon your car.
You're not just going to get out of your car and
You're like,
start walking away.
No.
I'm going to walk back home.
My car's never going to move again. It's done.
Yeah.
And you get out. No, you sit there because people are working to get the road cleared down the road. It might be 30 minutes, it might be an hour, but eventually you're going to start moving. You're going to get to your destination. The plateau is the exact same thing where, you might not see. I mean, how many times do we hear people say, oh, the scale's not moving. I work this and that. And but do you feel better?
And sometimes
right?
plateaus are important. Think about a traffic jam, for example. Like, traffic jam is happening because there are unsafe conditions ahead of you. So
Mhm.
you are slowing down so these unsafe conditions can be cleared away,
Right.
and then you can go. Like, sometimes plateaus in our health and our fitness are necessary because, like you said, they're paving the way for it to be easier in the long run.
Right.
But yeah, we don't just get out and
And just throw our hands up.
Right.
Be like, I'm never moving again.
Yeah, I'm abandoning my car.
And sometimes, like, if you do hit a plateau, maybe we need to change things up a little bit just to see if we can get. That's like we're kind of the people clearing the accident,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
To get the car moving.
But we could also be someone directing traffic through a different route,
Right.
too, in that plateau. Where
Right.
that's where maybe we do need to make a change. Like, oh, we're stuck on the interstate, but there's a clear exit that I can take right now
Mhm.
and go around it. Maybe you need to take the exit.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah, that's a good one. All right, let's go to break because we still have to talk about John Kelly in our last segment.
Yep. So stay with us. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at cobblecars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G196599.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Ella Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment here on this show. So a few weeks ago, we had an amazing guest join us. His name was John Kelly. He was at the time getting ready to head out on the Appalachian Trail, where he was trying to set a new record for time. So he's been out there for 2 weeks now.
Yep.
And we just kind of wanted to give you guys an update in case you were wondering.
Yeah, and you can also follow him if you haven't yet. It's Random Forest Runner is his social media handle or name or whatever. So he does daily videos, really short ones, typically like just talk. It's been kind of interesting to see. like his face is starting to change a little bit too. Like
Get thinner.
Yeah, I think the first couple days, I think the first couple days probably trying to get his nutrition down. Like his face looked kind of puffy. I think he's probably like that nutrition, dehydration, balancing his salt and
Right.
electrolytes and stuff. And so now when he does 14 days in, and he's definitely, I feel like his face looks slimmer and stuff. It's kind of interesting to see his body adapting to this change. So he's trying to complete the trail in 40 days, less than 40 days, which is like 2,000 miles. It's some crazy thing. So he's 14 days in. I'm just pulling us right from his post. He has covered 835 miles during that time. The elevation gain has been 279,000 feet of elevation gain. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of up and down climbing. He's gone through 4 states so far. So he's gone through Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia are the 4 states he's crossed. He's had 2 broken poles, it says,
okay.
from his
Better
trail.
than broken bones.
Yeah, no broken bones, knock on wood. He has raised over $16,000. So he's also raising money for Hurricane Helene relief for that area, because it was a really hard hit area, but also not a lot of government resources that were given to those people. So he's been raising money. So $16,000 raised is awesome. But yeah, so he's still going strong. He's averaging, I think that was his goal. 60 miles a day was kind of his goal. He's still on track.
59.6.
Yeah.
Where is that technically?
Yep. And there's some challenges along the way. Like there's a couple crossings that are, have been flooded or just absolutely washed away. So there was one day that he had to kind of chop up his mileage a little bit, because there was it's not even a ferry. It was literally like, there's one part of a crossing where someone basically sits there with like an inflatable boat with a motor and just to cross people across. And so, but it's only open for a certain amount of time. So he was, 50 miles away trying to make this crossing. And if he didn't make the crossing, he was gonna have to wait until the next day. So that got him off a little bit on his sleep schedule, was off a little bit. His mileage schedule was off. He made it. He got across. So that's good. He'll have some of those challenges coming up too, just from the conditions of the trail still from that hurricane. But we're still keeping an eye on him. I really enjoy watching his little videos. So you'll have to, follow along if that's interesting. Random Forest Runner, or John Kelly is his name. So.
All right. That's it.
Yep.
Well, next Sunday is Father's Day. Very important day.
I would
for all the
expect
fathers
that
out
answer
there.
from a father.
And we'll be here in studio talking about father stuff with me.
Yep.
All right. So have a great week. We'll see you next time. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity.